Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Scorpio. So we have the Queen of Discs, which, I'm a Virgo, so this is one of my favorite archetypes. It is very much that Earth Mama energy. It is also very much related to, ruled by Capricorn. So this is an energy that can feel very slow moving. It's like the long game, right? It's like watching grass grow. It's like, a tree growing, and every year a couple inches add on, and, while you're watching it go, you don't necessarily realize like how long it's taken or like how much it actually has progressed until you haven't seen it in some time, and then you come back and oh boy, has it grown, right? It looks completely different. So this is the energy of the Earth Mother. She is patient. She will wait. She will wait. And, she giveth life, she taketh away, right? She has that very, mother, Kali kind of energy, the building and the destroying, the building and the destroying. And so, it's a good energy to have. It's a good energy to have in your life. Let me tell you why. Because you are working on something that is going to last. You are working on. Now, it's not necessarily legacy for the sake of legacy, of longevity and being known and, a pridefulness, a sense of self. No, that's not exactly it. No, this is building something, growing something for the sake of the future. The sake of the now, but for the sake of the future. It's also very much about honoring those who came before you. So it seems like you got it together here. It seems like you have, some good energies flowing your way. And I think useful ones as well. That's the thing about the discs. It is the earth energy. So it is very much about the things that we can use practically. All right, let's take a look here. So I want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on the reading. It definitely is a huge pleasure for me to be able to feel your energy, to sit here with you, to have this conversation, to look over the symbols coming through that are being delivered for you. And I don't know, it's very special, very intimate, and I appreciate you for deciding to be here with me. All right, let's see. So we have the number, it looks like 34 or 43. It's backwards 3. And on this one, it's the 3 and the backwards 4. Okay, so 43 or 34. We have this, it looks like repeated symbols. They're very alike. It's the house, right? The doma and the doorway. And we have a smaller one over here. So this leads me to believe that you are either moving from a smaller house, dreaming of the bigger house, the more room for family and friends and all of the things that you love to have in your home, life, conversations and emotions and beautiful things and beautiful moments. And I feel like you've been wanting a little more room, okay? Now, on the other hand, you might be in that part of your life where, you have the house that's pretty big the rooms for the kids and all of that. But maybe the kids are getting older. Maybe the kids are even moved out and married and having their own kids. And you've come to a place in your life where, maybe it seems a little more reasonable to be downsizing a little bit, right? Finding somewhere that is more manageable for you, which makes sense, right? I'm sure that's exactly what will happen when my daughter goes to college, for us. Downsizing a little bit. Making things a little more simple. Now, we also have, it looks like, the number, it looks like it says 5A. 5A. So we have repeating 4s. Also, H. H seems like a really important letter here. We have the trident. We have the word. It looks like it says yes. Yes. We have the I. And we have a couple faces I've seen. Here is one. Eyes, nose, mouth, a little haircut, short haircut. Now it looks like we have people in water up here. Maybe swimming, maybe kayaking. We have a musical note. We have a person over here carrying the moon. So to me, it kind of almost feels like there is somebody in your life who is maybe in a relationship where they are devoted to the illusion, the lies, the, whatever the veneer that their partner wears, right? The mask, the whole put on. And it's very apparent to everybody around them, okay? Let's be clear about that. It's no secret. But this person, and I almost feel like this is a brother, maybe a brother or, a good friend, somebody who feels like a brother. And I feel like they've had this relationship maybe for a little while. Maybe it's like, their second or third wife or whatever. The family does not like their partner. I mean, I just feel that when they got together, your sibling, your kin, your good friend, they changed a lot. It's like they really submitted to the personality of their partner, who seems like they're pretty, very much the leader in the dynamic, okay? Now, I feel like there is a sense of having tried to, kind of break through, kind of communicate, even just hang out, have dinner once in a while. And I feel like you were met with a lot of resistance. Excuse me. And almost kind of, I feel like you're not the only one, right? Your other friends, your other family members have all noticed this. This person, your family, your family member, excuse me, really seems like they're isolating themselves, but it's been going on for at least a couple years. So I think that there's like kind of this feeling of like, there's nothing we can do. Like we've tried, we've lost them to this person, kind of feeling. But here's the deal. I feel like there is going to be a moment here coming up where something happens and you really see how much they're struggling beyond the put on that, and I feel like there will be this little window of getting through to them. Okay. So as something comes up, which I think it will, right, pretty soon, instead of maybe, I don't know, sometimes I am guilty of this. If I have tried to help somebody over and over again, or I've tried to be there for them or whatever, I won't give up, but I won't make myself as available. And I'm very much less likely to put down whatever I'm doing so I can focus on them, right? They're going to have to wait. But I do think in this next situation that comes up, now if they're asking for money, I'm not saying give them money. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. But when they reach out for help, this might be the place where you can actually get through to them. Okay, so look for it because it's going to present itself. I promise you. Okay, now, I feel that you have a love affair going on. It might be within your own marriage, right? Like you and your spouse are, going through a pretty hot and heavy period of time, which is always nice. Reconnecting. And I'm smiling. You can hear me smiling because I've enjoyed this summer being with my husband a lot. It's been nice to spend time together and reconnect, just be like kids in love, right? And so we have, it looks like a young doe. Or not doe, I mean fawn, right in the middle here. You can see the head. There's a little heart by the nose. This is the body and the legs, okay? Over here, it looks like we have a snake wearing a crown. And we have that musical note. It also looks like a check mark. So I do feel like there's somebody in the past or maybe somebody still lingering that really... they really perceive themselves as being this big deal, right? Very egotistical, very like pushy, bossy, behaves poorly and then is surprised when people are upset kind of person, right? And I feel like for some reason they are lingering around on the outskirts. But I think that for you, you're really interested in this love dynamic. I think that you are feeling like, almost kind of like a first love type of feeling. And I think that's what the fawn is, right? The deer is a very sacred, as you can see, symbol, okay? The young deer is super sacred in that it is that purity, that naivete, being naive, but also kind of doe-eyed, right? Another deer term here, with wide eyes to the world, in awe of things, surprised by things, right? I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is just me and maybe it's because I am somewhat cynical of a person, but the older I get, yes, the more I've seen, the more that I have seen, things that I wish I never saw, things that I wish I never knew about, things that I wish I never experienced. And every year there's just more and more and more of it, right? I feel like the wide-eyedness has gone away. But in these moments where there is this self-evolution, this shedding, this renewal, this rebirth, and love meeting you at the door, welcoming you in. Yeah, this is potent. This is that thing. It washes some of that meanness away, some of that, well, I knew they weren't going to do it anyways. That feeling, that resentment we have because our hopes, our dreams, our expectations dashed constantly. It's part of being a human being. It's unavoidable. But you get so much of it and it dulls you in a way. I don't know. It makes you hard, right? But you are going through this rebirth. You are, shedding, purging, pouring out some of that anger, that hurt, that feeling like, did I do the right thing? Did I make the right choice? Is this the life I'm supposed to be living? You're not thinking about that. No, because you are in this renewal cycle. It feels like it's all happening for the first time. And I think that love has a huge part in this. Now, I'm not going to say romantic love is everything, because it's absolutely not. But I do feel like this particular, revolution, it is about romantic love. And it is about feeling like a kid again, unburdened, free, just absolutely taken, right? And I feel that when you are in this posture, when this is where you can dwell, it is like music. It's like living in your favorite song, the most dreamy, kind of creamy sounding, lovely, like I don't even know. I thought an Otis Redding song or something, something just beautiful, heartbreaking, lovely, divine. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. Right? And so I feel like it is. There's music playing. The birds are singing. Where's the other one? Where are you? Right up here. The birds are singing, and the troubles of your life don't seem so dire. But I'll tell you what, when you witness what your family member or your friend is going through in their relationship, it is hard not to see the difference. And you love them. And you want better for them. And I think that's the most we can do a lot of times. We can hope, we can pray, we can offer a place when you're ready. But we can't force people's hands. We can't, talk them into doing things that they don't want to or leaving somebody that they don't want to. But we start to make that connection. And maybe, they come out of that illusion. They see there are other ways for me to live. Even right now, even in this moment, I don't have to go back to that. So I feel like that's going to be one of the big important things. And that's probably why there is such a sense of duality here in your circumstances. Now we have a face up here as well. So, and we have somebody playing an instrument and we have an angel. So I feel that somebody masculine, this is a masculine person, they played a string instrument like a fiddle, violin, guitar, something. They're watching over you. They are like a guardian angel for you, and that's why we see that guardian angel. And there is a almost kind of a nod of somebody younger than you. I think maybe one of your children or maybe it's a grandchild. They play the same instrument as, you know, your father, brother, or grandfather, whoever this was. And that is recognized. Okay. But also, and this is the big thing, is just that they are there. They're there. They're there with you. They've always been. And I know that you can feel them. Now, they keep showing me apples. Usually apples have to do with health, but this isn't about health. It's about a smell. I don't know if their house always smelled like apple pie or something, or I don't know. Maybe they liked apples to eat them or smell them, or they grew apples or something, but apples seem important. And it's like a verification, I think. I think that's why they're showing me that. We also have the name Lee. Okay, L-E-E, Lee. Okay, now we have the number 2, but we also have the jackal. Okay, so that's also another sign of the lunar card, the lunar energy, which has to do with that illusion, delusion kind of feeling, right? The moon warps things. Now, we are also on the cusp of the full moon here. I think tomorrow, maybe, or it starts to go into the full moon tomorrow, the day that the reading comes out. So we are right there in the doorway of the full moon. So the moon energy, it doesn't surprise me that a jackal would show up here. There are troubled dreams, troubled sleep. Maybe not scary dreams, but intense dreams happening. There seems to be a flower. Some kind of flower. Something that maybe that grandfather that we were just talking, the one with the apples. Some kind of flower that they liked. Something you associate with them that's like a plant or a flower. Now we have it over here. If you can think of what that flower is, go and find one or find a picture of one, or you can draw one. And I want you to put it under your bed, under where you sleep. Okay. This will help ease the dreams. Okay. This flower as a symbol, this flower as an offering, this flower as a guide. Okay. This flower will untangle. It will help. Okay. Okay, so we have something with a tooth. I'm wondering if you are having tooth pain. You know, get that taken care of. I know it's easier said than done, especially, you know, it's so expensive. If you are lucky enough to have some kind of health insurance, it's still expensive. But if you are able, if you have access, definitely make sure you're on top of the teeth stuff. And I say this with the most humble, you know, openness and, you know, still a little low-key shame. I've always had teeth problems my whole life. Luckily now everything is, you know, worked out, but for many years of my life, all through my childhood and then into adulthood, because I really, you know, did not have anybody helping me learn to take care of my teeth or taking me to the dentist. So I didn't have the best education in it. And, and it was my fault when I got older. I should have really been more serious about it. But, the pain that teeth can bring and the illness that teeth that are infected or decaying or whatever can be really serious. So I don't like to scare people or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it really is one of those things that you can live with that pain for me, it was years and years and years. And then, not having the pain, it was hard to adjust to because I was so used to being in pain. So, the pain is there and it's real and it really does affect you. It affects the way that you live. It affects the way that you think, you feel. So definitely something, if that comes up and you have the ability to do something, go to the dentist, I would recommend doing that. Okay. Now, we have, it's like a movement of family members. I wonder if there's traveling, but it almost feels like moving. Like part of the family is moving away. This feels bittersweet. I feel like you have a sense of you're going to miss them, but also there seems to be this weight lifted. I almost feel like you can be more yourself when they're not around. So I feel like this family unit, it's extended family probably, they're moving, and although you are sad, I do feel like you are kind of excited because there's a little less pressure on you. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do our 3 lucky numbers. Number 85, number 36, number 70. All right. Now, let's do our water blessing affirmation cards. I'm just going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And it says, number 11, silent touch. Kissing the beloved and beholding joy is your dharma. Is your dharma. All right, Scorpio. I want to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you for being here with me today. If you want to subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. If you have a prayer request, you can put that in the comment section, or email it to me at ulaishere@gmail.com. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I've been running around. I haven't said this on any of my other readings, but my acquired mother, who has been like my mother for 23 years or so, has been in the ICU. She is battling Alzheimer's, and obviously it's my private life, so I talk about myself all the time. Who am I kidding? But I don't know. I don't talk about it a lot because I will cry. I'll start to cry. But I don't know if you've ever taken care of somebody or helped take care of somebody. I can't claim number one caretaker here. It's not me, but I'm there, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard if you've been in a similar situation, and it's not getting better, and it's not going to get better, and it's kind of just, it's like slow motion grief, so here I go. So anyways, Yeah, things have just been kind of, yeah, they haven't been the best the last few days. But, you know, we will keep going forward, being courageous as we can. And yeah. So anyways, I love you all. I thank you. And we'll talk soon. We'll talk in a few days from now. All right, Scorpio. Good night.